Hello guys, Zaaif here, and today we will be taking a look on another farm that can yield you about 50,000 gold in an hour of farming. And unlike in the previous videos, all the materials that we will be farming today have a very high sell rate. This video will be divided into a few different sections. All the timestamps you can find right now on your screen. We will go through all of the requirements, farming location, the route that I'm using, then we will move to the items that I got and how much gold the farm gives, and on the end we will take a look on a few different things that you can do with those items to squeeze even more gold from that farm. I also want to point out that this farm will become unviable when the pre-patch hits, because we will be farming a legend dungeon and they are actually very hard to do solo in the pre-patch, so those materials may be slightly more expensive and you probably should stockpile some of them. I cannot guarantee that to you, but I think it will happen. So before we go any further, as always, I want to remind about the giveaway that is on the channel at the moment, and if you want to participate in this, you can find more information on the bottom of the description below. Also, if you would like to support the channel, you can become a member by clicking the join button under the video, or buy a game time or Shadowlands through the links in the description. Okay, so guys, to do this farm you will need a character with level 120, because on 110 and I don't think you will be able to do this dungeon that fast. Besides that, you will need two professions, Legion Skinning and Legion Herbalism, and you should have Stonehide Leather on rank 3 in Skinning, as well as Dreamleaf on rank 3 in Herbalism. If you only have them on rank 1, you will get about 50% of the items that I'm getting on my druid. But the cool thing is that you can rank up them both in this dungeon. So you can just start farming this dungeon with ranks 1 and you will eventually get them to rank 3. Just do quests whenever you got them. Also, if you could have the storm scale on rank 3, you could get about 50% more of them, but since you have only 4 mobs inside the dungeon that give you them, it really isn't necessary. But you should use here the Darkmoon Firewater potion that will increase your skinning and herbalism speed, and decrease the time that you will spend on gathering by a second per mob, so with about 60 mobs per run, you will save like a minute each lap. That is definitely worth the gold. You also can get yourself the Legion Gutting technique from the vendor in the Laron's underbelly to get some stomachs that will give you many different items. It is really easy to get and you just need to kill few elites in the location and you will be able to buy that recipe from the vendor. In terms of location, as I said, we will be farming a legend dungeon that is called the Darkherd Thicket, and you can find the entrance to this dungeon on Broken Shore, Valshara, right in this place, on the left side of Shalonir. So, once you are near the entrance, make sure your dungeon difficulty is set to normal, because you don't want to waste time struggling with the stronger mobs, and you will be killing one boss inside the dungeon, so you won't be able to repeat that on heroic. Starting from the entrance, you want to pull all the beast mobs on your way, maybe except this one bear in this cave, because pulling him takes some time and I don't think it is really worth it. Just continue pulling them up to this point. Once you're here, make sure to come as close to the wall as you can to trigger the boss as fast as possible. Then do a step backwards, because it sometimes resets the mobs that you pulled, and that is definitely something that you want to avoid. You can also kill all the mobs before the boss to make sure it won't happen. In this moment I want to point out that the druid isn't the best class in killing these mobs fast. Probably the best class will be a demon hunter or any other class with a high AoE burst. Okay, so once you killed all the mobs, just go and skin them here and kill and loot the boss. And after that, run forward. And now you will have to pull all of those flowers, vile petal blossoms, that are on your way. In this place, you may see the chests that appear on your minimap in about 50% of the runs, and it can contain items worth up to 300 raw gold, so if you see it, just run straight to pull the pack on the end and then run back to the chest, pulling all of the mobs around, and then kill all the mobs and skin them here. But if you don't see the chest, just pull those mobs first and kill all of them on the last pack. This chest can also spawn on the balcony in the house. So after you skinned all the mobs, you can now leave the instance by using an ability like Druid's Dreamwalk and then using it again to teleport yourself to the entrance. But you also can use the group finder tool. Just go to the premade groups, custom, and create a group. Once you have done that, you just leave it, and after about a minute, you will be kicked out from the dungeon to the entrance. So you just have to time it well and leave the group after killing the boss to don't wait here for a minute. Once you are on the entrance, just reset the instance and go again. One run should take you 3 minutes, so you can do 10 runs in 30 minutes, and then you will have to wait until the instance lockout expired to do the next 10 runs. So guys, I did 10 runs of the dungeon, so that are the results from 30 minutes of farming, and with maxed Stonehide leather and Dreamleaf. I got here 1468 Stonehide leathers, and every leather have the average region market value of 6.5 gold. I am playing on a full pop server, so the prices on my server are way lower than that, so those leathers are worth on average 9.5k gold. Then we have 170 storm scales that are worth 40 gold each, but I don't think this is accurate, so we'll count them as 5 gold each, and that will be 850 gold. Then from Herbalism we have 815 dream leaves with the value of 8 gold and 53 silver per piece, for a total of 6,952 gold. 402 Israelina seeds, I don't really know how to pronounce that, those green seeds with the value of 4 gold and 85 silver, for a total of 1950 gold, and on top of that I got 31 bloods of Sorgeras that can be turned into many different items at the vendor in New Dalaran. I will show where you can find them in the last part of the video. But the value of the bloods is very dependent by your server prices, but you should find an item that will give you 150 gold per blood. So that will be 4650 gold from the blood of Sorgeras. Besides that, I got several items from the gutting technique that are worth about 1000 gold, and I also got 1600 raw gold from the mobs, boss and chests. All of that will give about 26,000 gold in 30 minutes, so that will be 52,000 gold in an hour of farming. And as you can see, all of those materials have very high sell rate. So you can just sell them as they are on the auction house. The only exception is to the Stonehide leather that you can turn to Warhide shoulders and then sell them to vendor. From each leather used you will get about 2.4 gold, so that will give you about 7,000 raw gold per hour, but you will need leather worker to do that. On the end of the video that you can find in cards and in the description you will find a step-by-step guide on obtaining it. You can also take milling and mill all the dream leaves you got to the roserite and sallow pigments. Check their prices on your server. You will get about 753 roserite pigments and 80 sallow pigments per 1000 dream leaves that you mill. Then you can turn the roserite pigment at the ink vendor in Dalaran, right here, to many different inks from older expansion. Just see which one is worth more than the red one, and then just buy like 50 of them. In terms of the blood of Sorgeras, it can be traded with the blood vendor that you can find right here in the New Dalaran, on the Broken Shore. And as you can see here, you can exchange that for many different items. Just check which one gives you the highest value and go with this one. So guys, that will be everything for the video, and if you have any questions, ask them in the comments or on my Discord server. You can also tweet at me. On the end, I'd like to thank all the members who support the channel at the moment. And that's Endo, Recto, Milek, XDBot, Flask and Hager. Thank you guys, I really appreciate it. And if you also would like to become a member, you can do that through the join button under the video. Thank you guys for watching and see you soon. Bye bye.